those who are not related. Oh, young man, how he died early. So that pity helps overlook his faults as well. And moreover, he has not lived far enough to offer himself for continuous criticism and amassing these faults. And again, genuinely so, if a society is evil-minded, then the age is working against people. That is the only truth in that.
Yes, yes.
That if a society is evil-minded, the more you live, the more crime you commit, and the more opportunities of committing sin come your way. So an early death is a comparatively innocent death.
Yeah.
But that is not that somebody was good, definitely, and then he was called back. The death and life philosophy, decisions are not made on this issue, that God calls back whoever is good and leaves behind whoever is bad. If that is the shifting of God, then the society will ultimately be rid of all goodness and only the evil will survive. It is not God's way.
Yeah.
Occasionally we read in the Quran something happening which may have promoted this, that sometimes parents are pious and holy and their child is in the beginning okay, he looks all right, but Allah knows that if he is permitted to live longer, he is going to become corrupt and become a source of torture, spiritual torture for their holy fathers, the parents. Now sometimes God has very special care for some people, and he does not want them to spiritually be tortured by seeing their own progeny, going astray and running counter to God. So that is why, according to the Holy Quran, sometimes God causes a child, while he is still innocent, to die. But that is a rare thing.
Yes.
Only one possibility in a million maybe, but this also happens. But one possibility in a million will not go towards the building of an adage like you just told me.
One of the reasons I ask is that I thank Allah each day because one of the greatest blessings I think I receive is to wake up in the morning.
That's
That
right.
it gives me one more day to try and win the pleasure
That's
of Allah.
right, yes.
And that's what Islam
This is it.
to say.
So that saying is absolutely has no root as far as our human experience and religious knowledge is concerned.
Thank you.
Are you still with us? Please.
In Azul's estimation, how long before the majority of West will turn to Ahmadiyya?
Will it?
It will, yes, definitely. But
How do you know that?
how do I know? Because that's destined that's destined that Ahmadiyya will spread all over the world.
You see,
So
the question is that reading the religious history, we find many treatments of God of earlier people. And when the Holy Quran mentions all this, because Islam is a universal religion, they particularly have a lesson and a message to us, that if God treated people of Noah like that, you are not exempt. A time may come in certain parts of the world where a certain people would behave like Noah's people and will meet the same treatment. And the people of Lot, it is very clearly mentioned what happened to them. And the message is, it can happen again. If it does not happen again, then God is not just. So Islam is now, in the very claim that it is universal, has opened up all these doors to the past happenings. And these messages of the Quranic history tell us that you will not be exempt from this. So it will not happen as a totality to all the world, because Muhammad Rasulullah is going to emerge victorious, but these events of history which I just referred to were not global, they were territorial in small regions. So within Islam, such things will happen here and there. So there could be a large-scale annihilation of a certain people at a certain time in a certain place because of a certain crime, and heavy punishment from God for some other crimes. Like AIDS, for instance, is a current issue of public debate. What will happen to the society if they continue to grow promiscuous? And will aid develop to a degree where it would become a visible punishment from God? It will have a devastating effect. To begin with, there was a fear, and people started, behaving a little bit. Then, television also, took special care not to overemphasize sex and display and things. And after a while, this inner urge got the upper hand, and they started treating the problem in a completely from a different angle. They stopped emphasizing its immorality. On that ground, they are totally defeated. Even the Christian bishops are now coming up on television and giving a sort of their blessing to fornication and things, because they know they have lost the battle. Already the society is too rebellious against any order or discipline in this regard. So now with their ways, use condom, use that, do this, be very careful. Nobody says don't do it. You see? And they come and women display these things. Occasionally when I go return to my home, my bedroom at night, I put on the television just for a few minutes before I go to sleep to see what's happening in the world. I was absolutely, amazed to see, astounded to see a woman teaching children, or not children, but school age or college going boys and girls, this is how you should do it. She never said don't do it. So this will become again an instrument of large-scale destruction, because sex-related diseases are very special. They are packages of punishment, and they are only related to transgression in sex. They don't understand the message why. Other diseases have a free hand, they have no special discipline about them, that only the sinful will be punished. Even the pious do. But here the pious are treated like put aside. Don't know, you have nothing to fear. That is also the meaning. Rabbana Allah. They have no fear, In this regard, this verse is applicable exactly. They have nothing to fear from syphilis, from gonorrhea, from AIDS. They live a life, peaceful life, without ever having a danger of these diseases intruding upon them.